everyone, and welcome back to the Chill English channel. I'm Sophia.
And I'm Jake. Thanks so much for joining us today. We're really excited about this episode because it's one of the most useful topics for English learners at the beginner level.
That's right. Today, we're going to show you how to talk about your daily routine in English, from the moment you wake up in the morning to the time you go to bed at night. You'll learn simple phrases you can use every single day.
And the best part? Once you know these words and expressions, you'll be able to describe your own life in English. That's powerful because it helps you practice with real examples that matter to you.
Exactly. So let's begin with the morning. Jake, what's the very first thing you do when you wake up?
Well, I usually wake up at 6:30. The first thing I do is open my eyes slowly, and sometimes I try not to press the snooze button on my alarm.
I think we all know that feeling. For me, I usually wake up around 7 o'clock. So here's a key phrase, wake up. You can say, I wake up at 7 o'clock, or I wake up early. Simple, but very useful.
After I wake up, I get out of bed. That's another important phrase, get out of bed.
Yes, listeners, try repeating it. I get out of bed.
Great. Next, I head to the bathroom. I wash my face with cold water because it really helps me feel awake.
I do that too. And then, of course, I brush my teeth. That's something almost everyone does in the morning, so it's another great phrase to remember.
Right. So we already have wake up, get out of bed, wash my face, brush my teeth. 4 very practical actions.
Sometimes I also take a quick shower in the morning, so you can add the phrase, take a shower.
Perfect. After the bathroom routine, I usually go to the kitchen to make breakfast.
Same here. I usually make some tea and toast. Sometimes I eat fruit like an apple or banana.
I usually have coffee and cereal. So here we have 2 useful expressions, make breakfast and have breakfast.
Let's practice with full sentences. I make breakfast in the morning. I have coffee and toast for breakfast.
Exactly. After breakfast, I get dressed. That means I put on my clothes for the day.
I do the same. Get dressed is another key phrase. And if I'm going outside, I also put on my shoes and maybe a jacket.
Same for me. So now our list is getting longer. Wake up, get out of bed, wash my face, brush my teeth, take a shower, make breakfast, have breakfast, get dressed, put on shoes, put on a jacket.
That's already enough to describe a simple morning routine.
Yes, but here's the important part. Don't just listen to us. Try using these phrases to describe your own morning.
For example, you could say, I wake up at 6:45. I brush my teeth. I make coffee. I get dressed and put on my shoes.
Exactly. Even if it's simple, speaking about your real day makes the learning stronger.
So that's the morning. But of course, the day doesn't stop there.
Right. After the morning comes the middle part of the day, the afternoon. And that's what we'll talk about next.
So stay with us. In the next part, we'll show you useful English for work, school, and lunchtime.
All right. So we finished talking about the morning. Now let's move into the afternoon, which is usually the busiest part of the day for most people.
Yes, exactly. The afternoon often includes work, school, or study time. So we'll learn some verbs and phrases that are useful for describing those activities.
Let's start with work. For me, after breakfast and getting dressed, I usually sit down at my desk. That's one of the key actions. Sit at my desk.
Same here. Once I sit at my desk, I usually open my laptop and check my emails. So another useful phrase is check my emails.
I do that too. Sometimes I have to answer emails or write reports.
And for me, I often prepare lessons or plan podcasts. So those are great verbs for anyone who studies or teaches.
That's right. If you're a student, you might say things like do homework, read a book, or study for a test.
Exactly. So whether you're working or studying, the afternoon is usually the time when you focus and get things done.
Sometimes I also have meetings in the afternoon. In English, we say have a meeting.
Right. A meeting is when people get together to talk about work or study projects. And nowadays, many meetings happen online.
True. So you might also say, I join an online meeting.
Let's do a quick review so far. Useful afternoon verbs are sit at my desk, check my emails, answer emails, write reports, prepare lessons, do homework, read, study for a test, have a meeting, and join an online meeting.
That's a strong list. And now let's move on to one of my favorite parts of the day, lunch.
Oh, yes, me too. So the simple phrase here is have lunch. You can say, I have lunch at 12:30, or I have lunch with a friend.
I usually make something simple at home, like salad or soup. Sometimes I eat bread with cheese and vegetables.
That sounds healthy. For me, I usually cook rice with vegetables, or sometimes I just have a sandwich.
So for our listeners, you can use make lunch or have lunch. For example, I make lunch in the kitchen, or I have lunch at school.
Some people don't have time to cook, so they go out to eat. That means they go to a restaurant or cafe for lunch.
Yes, exactly. So you could say, I go out to eat with my coworkers.
After lunch, it's usually back to work or study. For me, I continue to write and prepare lessons.
And I often go back to my desk, check a few more emails, and finish projects.
Sometimes, if I feel tired, I take a break. I might stand up, stretch, or even walk around a little bit.
That's a great phrase. Take a break. You can say, I take a short break in the afternoon.
Yes, and some people also drink coffee or drink tea in the afternoon to feel more awake.
Definitely. So let's imagine a short afternoon routine together. Ready, Sophia?
Sure.
I sit at my desk. I check my emails. I have a meeting. At 1 o'clock, I have lunch. After lunch, I take a break and drink coffee. Then I go back to work.
That's perfect. And you can change it to match your own life. For example, I do my homework. I study English. I read a book. Then I have lunch with my family.
Excellent. The point is, you can use these short, clear verbs to describe what happens in your afternoon.
Now, we can't forget that eventually the afternoon ends and the evening begins.
Yes, and the evening has its own set of activities: relaxing, cooking dinner, watching TV, talking with family.
We'll cover all of that in the next part of this episode.
So, don't go anywhere. In the next chunk, we'll take you through the evening step by step and show you how to talk about it in English.
So we've gone through the morning and the afternoon. Now let's finish the day by talking about the evening.
Yes, the evening is usually when the busy part of the day ends and people get a chance to relax. But of course, there are still many everyday actions we can describe in English.
That's right. So, Jake, what do you usually do after you finish work?
Well, first I usually go home. That's a really common phrase, go home. When I arrive, I sometimes just sit on the sofa and relax for a few minutes.
Same here. After work, I often feel tired, so I like to rest a little. Sometimes I read a few pages of a book or listen to music before making dinner.
That's a great way to relax. For me, I usually cook dinner right away. So another key phrase is cook dinner.
Yes, and of course, eat dinner. For example, I cook dinner at 7 and eat with my family.
Perfect. After dinner, I usually wash the dishes. Not my favorite activity, but it's necessary.
Me too. So here we have cook dinner, eat dinner, and wash the dishes.
Sometimes, if I don't feel like cooking, I order food. In English, we say order food or order takeout.
Good one. After dinner, the evening is a good time to do something fun. I often watch TV, read a book, or talk with friends online.
For me, I sometimes go for a walk outside. That's a nice phrase. Go for a walk. It's also healthy.
Yes, and another one is call my family. Many people like to chat with family members in the evening.
That's true. So let's make a list of evening verbs. Go home, relax on the sofa, cook dinner, eat dinner, wash the dishes, order food, watch TV, read a book, listen to music, talk with friends, go for a walk, call family.
That's already a lot, and we're not done yet because we still have the night routine before bed.
Right. Before sleeping, I usually brush my teeth again. In fact, that's a habit most people have.
Me too. And then I go to bed, usually around 11:30.
I usually go to bed a little earlier, maybe 11. So the final verbs are brush my teeth and go to bed.
Now, let's do a quick review of the whole day, from morning to night.
Okay. Morning, wake up, get out of bed, wash my face, brush my teeth, take a shower, make breakfast, have breakfast, get dressed, put on shoes.
Afternoon. Sit at my desk, check my emails, answer emails, have meetings, study, do homework, read, write, have lunch, go out to eat, take a break, drink coffee, go back to work.
Evening. Go home, cook dinner, eat dinner, wash the dishes, order food, relax on the sofa, watch TV, read a book, listen to music, call family, go for a walk, brush my teeth, go to bed.
Wow, that's a long list. But the amazing thing is, all of these actions are things you do every day. That makes them easy to practice and remember.
Exactly. And here's some advice for our listeners. Take a notebook and write down your own daily routine in English. Even if it's just 5 sentences, it's fantastic practice.
For example, I wake up at 7. I brush my teeth. I have breakfast. I go to work. I eat lunch at 12:30. I go home in the evening. I cook dinner. I go to bed at 11 o'clock.
That's a perfect short routine. And as you learn more vocabulary, you can add more details.
Also, don't worry about being perfect. The most important thing is to practice a little bit every day.
Yes, step by step, your English will get stronger.
Well, that brings us to the end of today's episode.
Thank you so much for spending time with us here on the Chill English channel.
If you enjoyed this lesson, make sure to subscribe and share it with a friend who's also learning English.
And don't forget to leave us a comment. Tell us about your day in English. We'd love to read your routines.
Absolutely. Until next time, keep practicing, keep smiling, and keep it chill.
Bye, everyone.